All right, welcome to another episode of the Express Lane.
With Kevin Stan. We got a special one today. We got video again back on YouTube. And we got Russ Money and the rest of DYNAH The Band. So
It's a packed house.
Yeah, it is. And I'm not going to lie. We all introduced yourselves when you walked in, and I forgot everybody's name already. So if we could just give it a rundown one more time of, all right. Start on the one end with the guy we know.
I'm the broken down old man bass player, Russ, with DYNAH.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, whatever you position in the band too. So you're playing bass, Russ, returning guest.
Until they get rid of me. Yeah.
I'm Catherine. I'm the guitar player, and I also sing.
All right, nice.
I'm Gia, and I'm one of the lead singers.
I'm Michaela, and I'm also a lead singer.
I have my own mic. I'm Joe, and I play the drums.
I'm Chuck Charles. I play guitar, and I sing also.
Awesome.
Yeah, what's the ages here? What do we got?
Chuck is, 17? 17, 20, 18? 21, 18, and I don't even know. Old. Almost retired.
Oh, man.
I'm just kidding.
All right, so what made you guys start this besides Russ making you guys play?
Well, okay, so when was it when we started playing?
You mean like the band, right?
Yeah.
Well,
so
he told us a little background about his music start, like his father and stuff like that.
yeah.
Your grandfather or...
Well, 5 out of 6 of us are family. We're all related. So we've kind of all been playing together since we were little. We would put on shows in our grandmom's basement and do stuff like that from the time we were really young. And then Catherine, I don't know when you started playing.
Oh, myself?
Yeah.
I started playing guitar when I was 14. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically a couple years ago, when
Yeah,
was
I
it?
was
What
going
year
to say,
was
so 3 years you've been playing guitar?
Well, a couple years ago, so Michaela, Catherine, and I started playing at retirement homes for elderly people and rehab centers and stuff like that. And it was just the 3 of us doing it for a little while, and then COVID happened, so obviously it was all shut down, so we couldn't continue doing it. And during quarantine, I think all of us kind of got reconnected with our musical talents and stuff that we hadn't done in a long time. At least for me, I know that's kind of what happened with me. And so then it actually was almost a year ago. The end of March, it'll be 1 year since we all played together. And we started... What do you want to tell the story about? Yeah.
So, the Vinyl Closet, Barista Jake, West Norton Record Shop. Catherine and I we went shopping the one day for records.
For vinyl records or CDs?
Yeah,
So
for
records.
vinyl
Okay.
records. And we stopped by the shop. We didn't know about Barista Jake or any of that. And when we went, we ended up talking to the owner, Ange and Jay. We met them, and they were like, we're trying to make this a community hotspot. And basically what happened was we were like, oh, well, we used to do stuff before Corona, and we haven't done it in forever.
Because I think they mentioned they were they do live music, or they were starting to do live music.
Yeah.
And we said we were in a band.
We were like, we would love to do something with you guys.
Without being in an actual band. You were just
Pretty
yeah,
much,
we're in
yeah.
a band.
Yeah, we're
That's
we
awesome.
have a band.
But at the time, it was just the 3 of us. And then we played there in November.
Yeah,
of 2020.
November. Just the 3 of us.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We just had to come up with a name, so we made the name DYNAH then, and then she asked us to come back for an event that she was doing. It was a all-female she festival, which, by the way, she's having another one March 27th, and we're doing it. So if anyone's interested in going to that,
All of
Alright.
DYNAH or
Awesome.
just the 3 of you?
so all of DYNAH
All of
will
us,
be there. Yeah.
Okay.
But that's kind of how Chuck and my dad started playing with us, because she wanted us to have a full band supporting all of us. And just from that point on, after that first show with my dad and Chuck, and then shortly after, Joe started playing with us, and it just kind of molded together, and we started to form what we're doing today.
I remember we're at the She Festival, and they were like, they want us to come back, but we need a full band. No. November. It was November. I'm sorry, November. I'm like, what are you looking at me for? Right? She's like, would you play bass? And remember, I was fighting you. I was getting self-conscious because they're so young, and then this old dude is going to, but I couldn't get past that. I was a little older, and I had to realize that my family was playing. You know, you have a chance to play with my family. So she kind of begged me. I said, I'll do it once. And Chuck was like, yeah, we'll do it. This would be great. Yeah. That was Chuck, you know, he's so mild mannered, you know, and then it just took off from there. It was just spiraled in a good way.
I just really wanted to play, honestly, because I was just like starting, and then I was really picking it up. And then Michaela brought it up to me. She was like, we're doing this thing on the 20th, and we need a full band. And she was like, Catherine's playing. She's like, you should play too. I was like, all right. And so I was on it since then. And then, yeah, we did it. And then we got Joe over here to do it with us. So, yeah, it's
Now,
been
how'd you
fun.
guys
There
know
goes my
that you were
water
going to
bottle.
be good? You guys all play music your whole lives, or you just picked up a guitar and you were just good at it?
A little bit both.
All right.
Well, Joe, yeah, okay. So, me, I started playing like the beginning of my freshman year, and then quarantine couldn't have had a better time because I just like sat there in my room and I would just play. But like we've always had like a music sense in us, like since we were younger. Like we'd always listen to the Beatles and all this other stuff because of my dad, and we've always had that sense of music in us. So we've had it there, but we've just brought it together recently. So, yeah.
So the name DYNAH, like you just said, we just came up with it. Where does that like? Is someone's in the kitchen with DYNAH or what?
Yes,
Really?
actually. So, okay. At the retirement homes that we used to play at, there was this lady named Dinah at one of them, and that was her name. So we were like, this is so cool. And she used to love that song.
Okay.
So I don't know, when we had to
what's it called? Working on the
I've been
railroad?
working on the
yeah.
railroad. When we had to pick a name for when the three of us played, we were so brains like
Yeah, we could
not think of
Yeah.
anything to. I don't even know how it came up, honestly.
I think we were just like,
Do you remember?
wow, look how far, like, who would have thought, like, I mean,
Yeah.
but this was before we even played vinyl class. We're like, look how far we came, but we still had only done shit,
Yeah.
like, the retirement homes.
I
But
feel like-
I think we were just like, oh, wow, like, that was so long ago, like,
Yeah.
we were just babies. Yeah.
And it was kind of like we were like we had like a lot of high hopes for where we wanted to go and what we wanted to do. So we kind of were like, this is like kind of reminds us of where we started and like where we started at and everything we want to do. So we just needed a name. So we were like, oh, whatever, that works. And then it just kind of stuck.
It's a good name. Like, it's got like simple, like one syllable. Like it's easy to remember.
Yeah.
I think it's a great name, and just to say that, we came up with it. That was fun.
Yeah.
No, I like the name. That's a good name.
Thanks.
you.
So the closet was the first place you guys played, and then how did it snowball from there? So you just started asking around, or
Yeah, it was.
Wasn't Melissa from Rib House there?
It was that day at the first She Festival. We met this woman, Melissa, who owns the Bridgeport Rib House, and she was having like an open mic night, right, the next week, and she invited us to come to the open mic night. So we were like, oh, well, we need a band. So we were like, guys, you want to play again? And then Mike Natalini played with us for the She Fest. He was like the house drummer for the day. So we were like, will you like play with us like next weekend for like an hour, please? So then he agreed to do it with us. So then once we played at the Rib House, then it kind of just like snowballed from there, and we played for a mini-thon event, right?
Yeah.
At Peppers. And that's when Joe came and joined with us, and that week was crazy. Because the event, the event itself was, what, 2.5 hours or 3 hours maybe? So we, like, Joe specifically, we had to learn, like, we already knew probably, what, like, 12 songs.
At the record shop, our set time was 45 minutes. Then we did the open mic, and at open mic nights, you have so many different bands, so you get like an hour slot. So we only had an hour's length of music known. And when I tell you, for those events, we spent hours, weeks, months practicing for them. And we were like, how are we going to learn 2 hours worth of music? And Joe, too, he hadn't played drums in how long?
I don't know.
Years. So
Yeah.
it was like
The best part is like we learned 40 songs in a week and a half, and I can remember in the house you were coming out of the bedroom, like the door swung open, and it was just like he was so tired, he was so fatigued. I know his body was hurting. I'm like, this kid's a monster, man. To learn all those, so all of us as a group to be able to do that was an incredible feat.
That's impressive.
It was. It was that these guys pushed me. They pushed me as an old man.
We like
It was
every
helpful.
day from that. So that Monday we played at Peppers, and then we had what was it? Screwballs on that Thursday. So we practiced Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, like yeah, and no. Oh, it was Sunday. So we practiced all those days and learned all these songs, and we were just done after that, and we were just waiting.
And this is all in the middle of like your online school at the same time. So you have like your. But do you have like are you like doing your Zoom class with it on mute, like playing in the background? Like,
Well, listen.
This man is the professional at that. This man makes a decision every night. Do I do my homework or play the guitar? What's the answer?
It's always play guitar. But I would do that. We would practice at Gia's house, and I would literally bring my Chromebook over, whatever, and I would just throw it on mute, and we'll be playing, and then we'll end like a song, and then the teacher would be like, Charles. I'll be like, oh, I'm the last one in here, and then I have to leave. So, so I've done that. But I mean, we had to do what we had to do.
Yeah.
So
And at that point in time, when we started getting bookings and gigs, Catherine and I were graduating. We all had jobs. My dad works as a chiropractor, so obviously he's doing his job. Like, when we had to learn all those songs, we would wake up, practice at 9 a.m. Then we'd all go about our day, go to work, whatever.
Come back
Then come back at like 10 o'clock at night and
Do it all
just
again.
practice. And my poor grandparents, we do it at my grandparents' house. Their neighbors are probably like, what is going on? Like all
Yeah,
week, just
'cause
like
we didn't even do
banging
it.
on the drums, screaming
Yeah,
on the
it was in
mics.
the
It was just
garage.
hilarious. Oh yeah, and it was in
It was in
their
the garage for a little bit.
It
of
was like
time.
garage band moment. It was so funny.
You know, they're up in age, so they wanted to just be.
Oh, because of COVID was
Yeah,
going
yeah,
on,
yeah.
right?
At that time, you remember?
Yeah,
And
they wanted to keep like a little bit of
Distance. They wanted to be
Distancing,
distance.
okay.
It's rightfully so. But it was fun. Like we're getting Chick-fil-A delivered. We're on a first name basis with the delivery guy. Hey guys, how you doing? You're rehearsing again.
Still to this day, he always asks me, "How's the band? How's the band going?" Every time I walk in the Chick-fil-A, I'm like, "Oh my gosh."
That's awesome. Though. That's what
Yeah.
you need. Word of mouth.
Yeah, it's a fun time.
Yeah, so I feel like once that started, like we just had to like cram to get it all
Yeah.
done. But then once we did it, we all were like, this is so fun, and we just like wanted to keep doing it. So we took like so many gigs after that, and throughout the whole summer, we had gigs like almost every weekend. Some weekends
Sometimes
back to back.
every day. At like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we played before.
Yeah.
we did it a lot.
Because we just loved it, and we
This
just
summer.
wanted to like get as much experience as we could.
For me, with playing with these guys, right, to see what you guys accomplished in that short period of time, like musically, not just cutting the song, not just saying, oh, that sounds good, but the little intricate details that you playing, and Chuck's playing a harmony, and Joe's playing. Like, it's incredible to see these young guys doing this. And it, pushed me to play better. But just in that, in like a 6 to 8 month period of time, their musicianship went to like through the roof. And, I played a lot. I played with some real good musicians, and I play with some hacks. And it's just incredible. I'll brag on them. They're family. This is family, but I do call it like it is. And that's one thing that we do have in this group, that if you play garbage, we're gonna tell each other. We're straight like that.
Well, that's good. You can't tolerate anybody.
Yeah.
No.
I remember the one night. I remember the one night we were practicing or whatever, and I was just not having it. And he was like, "You got to work on that solo, man." I was like, "Oh, okay." I come back next week and I just fix it up and stuff. Like, you gotta,
They'll all say it. You gotta be.
gotta have that accountability, I guess. Yeah.
Or else you'll just be terrible.
This is crazy because I couldn't remember even my favorite song. I couldn't remember all the lyrics to, and you guys are doing what? How many songs do you know now?
Yeah, right.
We have a lot of songs, but I can't say that we remember all the lyrics. We try our best. It's hard though.
It's so hard.
Yeah,
I only know the lyrics to my songs because I only sing like 3.
yeah. Well, like me and how many songs would you say we have? Like probably close to 60.
60.
So like we know most of them, but sometimes you draw a blank. So you just gotta, yeah. Especially because like we're relatively new to all of this, and like before we started playing, like the reason the three of us started playing at the retirement homes is because me and Michaela were like terrified to sing in front of people. We wouldn't sing in front of anyone. Like I know for me, I didn't sing ever publicly until I was a senior in high school. Like I did my talent show at school. Like I never did anything. We would like sing in secret, guys, like right in Mom's basement. Like we would like go in the closet and be like, don't listen to us, and we would like sing together.
To each other.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm gonna sing, but turn around. Like, don't look at me.
Yeah.
It's just so funny.
But that's why we started like doing it there, because we're like, they're gonna love it no matter how we sound. Like they always loved it and had like such positive feedback, and it was like rewarding because they really enjoyed it.
They're old. They like. It was fun.
But you're right. It is like a confidence boost because I'm sure they just enjoy having someone
That's what I'm
there
saying.
to
Yeah.
have some sort of entertainment.
Even now we play and go out to these bars, and I'll be like, damn, I play like shit. And people come up to be like, you guys sound great. I'm like, all right, I guess I didn't play that bad. You know what I mean? Like, when you play the same song 50 times, you know when you don't play it the way you want to play it.
Yeah, you know exactly.
These
Like,
people
oh,
out
I
here
missed,
when
I missed a beat
yeah,
back there on
exactly.
whatever song it was, but
these people, they hear it one
people
time,
aren't
they're
intricate
all...
with that song. They don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
The funniest thing is when we're playing and like he'll miss a beat, and so we'll be playing, he's hi-hat or whatever, and he's doing a roll, and they'll like miss a beat real quick, and then he'll hit a cymbal. It's so funny. No one notices it, and they're like, "Oh, it sounds so good." It's like you played that great. Yeah, and I'll be there. I'm like Joe, and I look back at him, he goes and hits a cymbal.
Now, do you get feedback from other bands? Because I know, like, don't you guys play with other bands? Do they ever say, like, oh, you guys are really good, or like, hey, I noticed you messed that song up?
I never got that one before.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's said to our face if we've made a
I don't know, I
mistake or
get it.
anything. But I feel like a lot of people don't notice. Like, I feel like you notice when you mess up, but a lot of people,
Yeah,
like, they have
that's
no
right,
idea.
yeah.
Whatever other bands you're playing was probably jealous too.
I was going to say
Kids,
that.
what
Maybe,
the hell,
I don't
man?
know.
Like,
So we've been lucky with the groups that
Yeah,
through
nobody's given us-
Ange.
everybody's been like supportive.
Great, yeah,
Like,
and they're like one of the
There's
bass
no-
players at the other group. He's my good buddy, and he's like, look, anytime you want, constructive criticism, any way I can give you pointers, I got you. It's not like, well, you should do this, but like the not.
yeah.
How would you
it's not
say?
like-
Not like a jerk or
Constructive criticism,
yeah,
yeah.
from an
They're
ego.
not saying
They're
we
trying to
suck,
help
you
us.
know what I
They
mean?
They're not putting you down.
no,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
they
yeah.
want to see these kids do good, and we got a heck of a community because when I was coming up playing, mostly even in church, like really, I'm not lying to you, they ain't trying to help
They'd be
you.
cutting you down in
Yeah,
church.
they'd be chopping you down. It's true. I hate to say that. Like, yeah, it's different. It's a different thing. And I play with other secular bands. And like, it's more of an ego contest. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, he could play a little bit. Now let me put him in his place. And we didn't experience that. People have been so nice to all of us.
That's great.
It's been a great experience with the group because I never had that. Where I came up with my dad and my, you had to pay your dues, and nobody gives you a booking. You got to beg for a booking until you can prove yourself. Like that's how I experienced it coming up as a kid with like I said, with my dad and uncles. These kids, I'm like, man, these kids got their bread buttered, dog. They're doing it. Yeah, they. It's really cool. It's cool.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I think we got really lucky too because when like the Vinyl Closet, one of their big things was like for the first festival we did, they brought together so many bands. So right off the bat, we met so many like local musicians. And I remember that day, like one of them came up to us and she was like they just were so about like wanting to see us succeed. So they were like, we're experienced in this, so any advice we can give you, like we want to give you. So even like our second show that was like a week later, everyone we met at the Vinyl Closet, all these other bands and musicians, they were all there supporting us, giving us advice, like helping us out. Like, so I feel like that was so important too, because meeting them so early on really helped us, like, because we had so many people to get like such good advice from and like confidence boosts. Yeah.
Even in how to handle the business too. Yeah. Like they were very forthright. Like, look, this is what you guys should be taking. This is what you should be paid. Don't get anything lower. This is who you need. Watch this one. This one's a good one. This is a great place to play. Watch that booking agent. Watch that one. Or you know what I mean? It's just they didn't. Yeah, family oriented. Very, very. They were helping us out.
That's good because that's the kind of stuff that you could be the best musicians in the world, but you're never going to know, like, oh, we should have been paid twice as much as what we were getting or something like that. But to have that kind of help early on is nice.
Definitely.
Yeah, we're so grateful for all the people that we've met and like everyone who's helped us out along the way. I feel like they know who they are and like they're really great. Yeah. But we are very grateful for them.
I was just gonna say, like, they're still here now too. Like they still come into our gigs. They're still like giving us pointers and stuff, and they're still like mentoring us. Even like we only been playing not even a year yet, and almost a year. Like it's gonna be almost a year, and it's like they're still here and like still helping us, which is pretty cool. It's like they're all connected in some way through. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So who handles the money and the business part of it?
It's a little. Well, we're still sorting all that out, pretty much. But
Whoever wants, whoever.
Yeah,
it's not really like one person gets the money. Whoever.
Well, no, more
Yeah.
like so you talk
Available.
about a booking agent. Do you need somebody to book things for you? Or can you do that
Well-
yourself?
Well, we never really like asked. Like all of our gigs have basically been like, oh, we heard you from this
Can you come do this?
person.
Yeah.
Can you come play here? We never were ever like we never asked somebody to play at their
Plus,
place.
you got
Yeah.
like the best booking agent sitting in the room right here.
that's what I was gonna say. He knows so many
I was gonna
people. It
say,
always works
have
out.
You
He
been
knows
anywhere
half of the
and
world.
played a show where he doesn't know somebody.
Oh, I don't think so.
Yeah,
So you could just go get your hair cut and see everybody there will know.
That's the truth.
Yeah, but I feel like because we got thrown into it so quickly, it just kind of like
Yeah.
it was just like a snowball effect. We just kept meeting people, and as we met
exactly.
people,
That's
they were
what I was
like,
trying to say.
I know this person who owns this bar or works here, and you would be great. I saw this live band here. Like, we just got introduced to people, and that's kind of how it happened. So in the beginning, it was just kind of like rapid fire, like all these different places. And then,
we just started playing them again and again.
yeah, like we got like a rotation of like local
Yeah,
places.
that's-
Yeah. So if you know anybody that's looking for bands, send them our way, because we're trying to expand now and go to
We're
like
trying to play more.
play at different places, because we've really just been doing local stuff. So we kind of want to expand our locations.
What's all the places you've played at so far?
I could probably name
Start
them.
with Peppers. That was the first one.
Peppers,
Or Vinyl Closet, Rib House,
Screwballs,
Screwballs,
The
Tom's
Vinyl Closet.
Bar, the Zoo.
yeah,
We
Elmwood
played
Park
at the
Zoo.
West
How was
Norton
that?
Chaps, the West Norton baseball fields we played.
Did you ask about the zoo?
How was that?
The zoo was great environment. We loved playing there. But the day we played there was like the hottest day of the summer. I felt like I've never felt the way I felt after the zoo in my life ever. 'Cause
No,
it was-
actually-
I was drained. I was just like,
And we had a show then.
I thought I was dying. I was like, this is the end. It's over for me.
Because we had a show the night before too. So we had a 4-hour show the night before.
Until like 1 o'clock. We
Yeah.
didn't get home till 2.
Yeah. No, you got
And
it.
then we had to get up to go to the zoo at 7 o'clock.
Like in the morning,
And we had to
7
be, I
a.m.
think we had to be there at 7 o'clock.
No, we had to be there at 9.
Or
So
9 o'clock.
we take a long time to get ready,
Whoa,
especially
whoa,
the
whoa,
girls.
whoa.
The girls take
Speak
a
for
long.
yourself.
Actually,
Speak for
just
yourself.
me and
Speak for
Michaela.
I would assume Russ.
Me
too.
and Michaela.
I was gonna get Andrew to give me the part today. I was like, I couldn't do it though. Yes, I was gonna have him do it. I was like, I'm no Russ.
So, at the zoo, was it like in the zoo or at like the amphitheater that's right outside?
It was in the zoo.
It was in the
Okay.
zoo.
It was right by the bison.
They
if
like
you know where the
shut up-
bison are.
They like
Okay.
we brought our equipment and stuff. We
And in
pulled
the
up.
heat like that, them bison be smelling.
we pulled up.
Michaela, it wasn't the heat that was killing you. She was swaying.
We pulled
I
up.
was swaying. I was swaying because I was like, oh my God.
I think that's why I didn't go. It was too hot that day. I was gonna come out there with D, but I was like, nah. I was like, nah.
I said we pulled up with our stuff and equipment, and then they shuttled us down like in these golf carts at like 9 o'clock in the morning. They're shuttling us down. All the workers are getting ready and stuff, and people are lining up at the door, and then we all set up and stuff. And then like 11 o'clock hits, and we start playing, and the sun just beats on us. Yeah, and then like by like
So fun, though.
what do we play? 11 to 4. Yeah, we
Yeah.
played. Yeah, we played like from 11 to 3 maybe. I don't know.
Through like the high.
All I
Yeah.
know is that day I took the greatest nap of my life. Let me say that. Let me say that.
Throughout
So
the whole
cool.
show, I wore huge sunglasses, and I was like, no one's gonna know if my eyes are closed. And I was like singing with my eyes closed, like, oh, I'm just.
Well, it's probably good because it was a different demographic than bars. Like,
Yeah, like you had like little kids there dancing.
Yeah.
They're trying to play the drums or something. Like these kids.
So you said you have 60 songs in your like catalog right now.
It's probably more, probably like 70 now. Yeah.
Well, let's say 60 songs that we could probably play right now. I mean, we could fiddle with like anything. You
I
know
was
what I
gonna say
mean?
about requests, like somebody wants.
We could probably pull it off, but it might not be perfect.
Not as polished.
Yeah.
We usually do it because we want it to be like the best it can be.
Some songs we can do like this, and then other ones it might take us a little like.
Nobody yells free bird.
I think,
I don't know.
yeah, that's definitely happened a couple of times.
And so what types of songs? Like classic rock up to like new pop? Like how like
Yeah, pretty
just
much.
anything?
I mean, we don't. Yeah, you got it.
Me? I don't know. I would probably just say like classic rock. We do some blues, and then we do some like modern stuff. We'll do like Amy Winehouse. What
Who's
other
got the
newer
vocals
stuff?
for that? All three of you?
Yeah, all three. Yeah.
Damn. All right.
And then Chuck usually sings if we do like a Stevie Ray Vaughan song or
Eric
like
Clapton.
Eric Clapton. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah.
The freak. We got
The-
the dance.
We also do like the dance songs.
We do a little
get
bit of
people
everything.
dancing. Yeah.
That's
Mostly
crazy.
old
like,
stuff though. I wouldn't say there's
seeing
like a
young
lot of
people.
Yeah,
like
mostly
modern
like classic rock.
2022 songs that we play. You know what I mean? Like
So
These kids came up under. Well, I don't know about Catherine, but I know Jaya and my guys. They came up under like the Beatles was their first influence.
that's what I was going to ask
Stevie,
next. Is
Stevie
growing up,
Wonder,
those
you know,
types of things.
Motown,
The Jackson
the
Five.
Jackson Five,
Mike.
Michael Jackson himself. You know, Clapton. This is what they like. I would be playing, but they heard it from my father-in-law. Like it was
Oh,
in
yeah.
the house being played. So these are they're not. These guys are not big into like really. Like Lizzo, even though we play one song, we got to change the lyrics. but
not playing that one at church.
these guys are they're like,
Definitely not.
but they're like you know they have a. You guys are also talented with like music, you know, like they're musicians.
Well, it's like he's
And-
wearing an unironic shirt. Like you play, you know, like somebody
Show
your
me
age
shirt,
wearing
show me
that shirt wouldn't even know who it is. They just would wear, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's so
Chuck-
trendy.
Chuck, like, yeah.
I love Stevie's my guy.
Wait, we should all say like her.
Yeah, so like if you had to pick one like your favorite like influencer or your favorite band, like mine growing up still is Led Zeppelin is my favorite. So do you guys have like anything
You
like
got
that you draw on that you're trying
Well,
to like? So when you play the guitar, are you emulating Stevie Ray Vaughan
Yeah.
or are you trying to work on your own?
I mean, a little
sound?
bit of both. Like, I definitely want to have like the drive of Stevie, and I want to play like him and like play like all these guys. But I also have to put my spin to it, because like there's a lot of people. Yeah, Stevie, and like I feel like that's the whole point of music. Like, put your own spin to it. But I'm definitely trying to drive myself to play like him or Clapton or any of those guys. But I also have to play like myself too, because there was already Stevie, there was already an Eric Clapton. I got to be me. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, well the good thing is you have years to figure that out.
yeah, I do. I guess I do. I don't know. Maybe. Hopefully.
Decades, dude. He's fucking, what are you, 18 again or 17?
17.
17.
Yeah. So I don't know, but those guys really like spoke to me, and it's just I just listen to them all the time, and it's like I just sit there and just try and play like them, but you just can't do it sometimes. You know, they were just so great in their own respect. So yeah.
Well, back to, that's like a difficult, like it's not a difficult question, but it changes throughout the years. Like when we were little, we weren't listening to we weren't listening to Stevie Ray Vaughan when we were like little. You know what I mean? But as you get older and you get into your instrument, that's when you turn into Stevie.
I didn't get into Clapton.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for us, it was always like Michael Jackson, the Beatles, when we were really young. But then when we grew up, like it turned into like Clapton and everybody. Everything we play now is like pretty much we influence. Like it's one of us, basically.
Awesome.
You know what I mean?
I think that's every musician's like path.
Yeah.
I mean,
Go ahead. What do you got?
Did you say your influence?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I don't think I can put one name to what my influence is, but I like they said, like yeah, I really love the Beatles. I think if I had to pick one band, it'd be the Beatles.
If it changes right now, then if who's the person
Right
that you listen to that is
Who would they guys? Who would you say was me and Chuck's right now?
Kiss.
all right.
So definitely not Kiss for my influence.
No, me neither. No, zero.
The girls hate Kiss. Just kidding. We don't hate them. We appreciate them, but it's too much. It's too much.
More their
It's
style.
overload from that.
I was gonna say I thought they were more makeup and gimmick.
They're just
than music
they're
talent.
just salty that they can't rock and roll all night and party every day.
LOL.
You're so funny. But I think I'd say like old soul, like for me, because I'm a singer, I think you can relate too. Like I love Adele. Like I love her style. Newer.
Well, that's
but it's
good
basic,
because he
but-
You're
also
talking to
loves
the right
Adele.
person. I love Adele.
Yeah. Yeah.
The fact that there's a category for best live performance at the Grammys and it's not her for the past like 15 years, I don't understand that.
Right?
She's amazing.
Yeah, she's great.
Or even like the old greats, like Aretha.
Yeah,
that's what I was gonna say. We love Carole King.
Yeah.
I'm like drawing a blank right now, but there's so many other. Yeah, Joni Mitchell. We love Joni Mitchell.
Mhm.
Who's the one you played for me in the car that one time? Picked me up from school, and I thought it was a dude, but it was a girl.
Oh, Celeste.
Yeah.
So she's like a newer blues jazz singer. Her name is Celeste. She's pretty well known, but not to your average Joe Schmo, like listens to the radio kind of person. Like someone, she's very good. I love her. So that's probably right now Celeste is one of my big influences.
I would say for me, like, I don't know. I feel like we all, like we said, we all were exposed to such like different genres, like from the time we were so young. And I feel like it's really cool seeing all of our different, like, we all were exposed to kind of the same general thing, but we all kind of pinpointed like one specific like genre, one artist that we all really like. And I feel like this is like kind of not the question, but for our
right.
like our set list, like the kind of songs that we do, like I feel like you can see like a little bit of each of us throughout our whole set list because we all have, it's cool seeing all of our taste like combine and make this like really well-rounded like sound. I feel like it's really cool.
Oh, you guys forgot about Harry Styles.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we love Harry Styles. But I would say for me, like singing wise, like vocally, I always like, I grew up listening to a lot of like Whitney Houston, Aretha Franklin. I love like Ella Fitzgerald. Like I listen to a lot of like old time stuff because that's what my mom would always listen to and my dad. And I don't know, that was always like my thing. And my grandpa on the other side of my family, he's like an opera singer. So I grew up
wow.
listening to a lot of like Andrea Bocelli and Celine Dion and stuff like that. So that's how I learned to sing because I would listen to Celine Dion for like hours and be like, I want to sound exactly like that. And I would just sing until I could. And I sounded terrible in the beginning, but eventually it started to sound decent, I hope. But that's kind of like, yeah, it's all right. But that's kind of like where that all started for me. And I think for all three of us girls, I don't know about you guys, but we all love like Janis Joplin. She's like a big influence for us too. So there's like a lot of people.
Quick story about that. I used to work at a cell phone store, and then Bones on XM radio was on, a music channel. Janis Joplin came on about the Mercedes-Benz, and like some college kid from Westchester, she was like, "This is the worst commercial I ever heard for
Oh.
Mercedes-Benz."
What?
Yeah.
She's cut. Nope.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I think like my first big influence was Led Zeppelin. Jimmy Page was probably like the first guitarist, so I was like, yeah, I want to play guitar. David Gilmour, and then like recently, also Fleetwood Mac was probably a big influence on me. And then recently, I've been really getting into like Joni Mitchell, and like Tedeschi Trucks Band.
Oh, they're awesome.
Yeah,
I really like them.
they're amazing. They're really cool. Yeah, I also listen to a lot of like Aretha Franklin, like the older stuff, and like Beatles, Stevie Wonder, Motown, like that stuff like that.
Nobody, you cannot not like the
It's
Beatles.
either love or
Mhm.
hate. There is no in between. Like you talk to people that just like,
Nah.
oh, the Beatles.
They don't
It's
mean
Beatles or Elvis. You can't,
The-
can't be both. It seems like.
The first the first music I really ever took interest in, I was about 7 years old at my dad's gas station, right? And he had one of them conversion vans with the bed and all, and I would chill out there, and he had an 8-track, Yellow Submarine. I used to wear that thing, and it wouldn't start the car up. You know, you could turn the ignition backwards. My dad's like, the battery's dead again, you know, because I'd be listening for hours. That was like one of my first influences with that Yellow Submarine 8-track tape. 8-track. Y'all look it up, Google it, you'll figure it out.
Too young.
But
that one.
for me, being a bass player, like I had a lot of country bass player. Nathan East, who played with Clapton.
Oh, he still plays with Clapton.
Yeah, him. Like Bob Babbitt, who was a Motown bass player, white guy, great. Jocko, obviously, Jocko Pastorius from Norristown,
Oh shit.
the world's greatest bass player.
Norristown legend.
And that's how my dad got broken into the business. My dad was his father's driver. My dad was 17 years old driving Jack around to get to the Sting and the King Manor Cafe, which is now the Rib House. That's, so my dad was like, Jocko's the man. So I would listen, but he was so way far advanced.
Yeah.
My real true influence is James Jamerson. He recorded all the Motown stuff, all the early Motown stuff. Never got credit until I think 1970 with Marvin Gaye, when Marvin Gaye put all those guys on the back of the record. They were called the Funk Brothers. This guy was an incredible player, and the more we play like Aretha, and we play some of these Motown, I never played like this ever, and these kids are pulling that out of me. So that's he's my main influence. Some of his compositions, like with Stevie Wonder, I Was Made to Love Her. Doon, 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 doon. You listen to that bass line, or For Once in My Life. They're incredible bass lines. This guy was like way ahead of his time, and he's my favorite bass player. I have to say that. Sorry, Jocko.
Yeah.
I would have never expected that coming from your mouth.
So they know because they came up on Jocko. They listened to all that stuff.
Jock is a different animal.
That's a virtuoso.
It's the truth.
Dude,
They put bass in the front, Jocko. The bass was no longer. Jocko put it out. He stepped out, and he made the bass player a musician.
Okay.
Back in the day, they put a guitar player or a drummer and they just figured it out. But he pushed bass players to be great musicians.
Wow. So that's what it's like all the time with Russ, right?
you always got a story. If you ask for it or not, there's always a story.
Norristown legend.
Always a story. Is it not true?
No, that's awesome. That's why everybody likes you. Most people like you.
Depends on the day.
Gotcha.
I'm just kidding.
So, what's your favorite gig that you guys do? I
Gig?
mean, all of them are probably great, but
Chaps was the
Well,
best.
Chaps was
I went.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, that was the best, probably the most packed one.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
Well, I think that was
I
my favorite
wouldn't
gig
pick
that
a
we
favorite
played.
gig. Like I enjoy
Oh.
playing it all. You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah.
The most we had, like the biggest turnout, was probably Chaps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't have to name of a place, but has there been any place where you've been like, oh, we're not coming back here? No, there hasn't been
No.
anywhere where it's like, oh, this place stinks. Okay.
Because we're like, I don't know. When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. Like we try to like have the most
Okay.
fun in any situation that we're really put in.
But we haven't really had. We've been blessed that we have had like a bad gig where it wasn't paid, or it was a bad venue, or like ever. Like this is all like gravy.
That also comes back from like the beginning, because all the connections we made.
Yeah, they did that for
You
us.
know what
They
I mean?
protected us from a lot of bad gigs. You know what I'm saying?
That's cool.
Good.
So it's nice being like. Have you traveled outside of like Norristown? Like where are you guys going to Philly? Like yet?
Not
We're
yet.
working
We're
on
working
it.
on it.
Where?
Because it's nice. Like Philly's right there, and there's
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we
Tons
did.
of-
Oh,
we
yeah.
played in Philly.
yeah.
We did like a gig in Chamonix, and then we did like the Devon Horse Show one time.
Okay.
I'm trying to think what else.
King of Prussia.
We do a lot in King of Prussia, yeah. Yeah, but like I said, we're trying to
Collegeville,
expand to like new
Out.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit.
new
Further.
places, yeah.
I mean, you can go out to Lancaster. They have spots.
Yeah, we're in like
Philly.
kind of a great spot. Like there's so many
Yeah.
opportunities around here. We just gotta go out and
Yeah,
chase them.
lots of places that do have live music.
Yeah, definitely.
Like I mean, most of his friends on his hockey team, like they're all also musicians, and
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, so I get to hang out with people, and I'm like, man, I wish I could do anything that you guys like spend your free time doing.
And then I hang out with him. I'm like, man, I wish I was friends with his friends, so I could also be like that. Working on it.
So yeah, I'll give them a shout. So Agent Moosehead is the name of their band, and one of the bands, and they're like it's hard to describe them. You have to really listen to know it's like a jazz electric funk. Like they're pretty
that
crazy.
Sounds cool.
But they're worth a listen. So Agent Moosehead and
The homophones.
Homophones.
Oh, yeah,
not
those
homophones.
guys.
The homophones is another band from somebody else I play hockey with.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I feel like for me, like for myself, I'll just speak for myself. I don't know about everybody else, but like before we started doing this, I didn't even realize that there was such like a music community like right here, like in my own backyard. Like I had no idea that there were even places that had live music and that there were all these bands. Like it really opened my eyes once we started playing and meeting all these people. I was like, damn, like I want to go out and see other musicians and see like all these other people that play locally and just like be a witness to it, because I honestly never realized it until we started playing and I started meeting other bands.
You knew, like, because you used to play sometimes with, like, Ben and them. You know what I mean? You would play sometimes out, so you would know.
No, I played, with Benny. For the last, I guess, 4 or 5 years of his life, I was out there playing.
That's
with
what
him.
I'm saying.
Yeah, so,
you knew.
and it's funny because Dr. Ben, God rest his soul, right? He passed last year, but he pulled a lot of blues stuff. He wrote his own stuff. Great, like Clapton and all. And
who was this guy? And he was in a band, or he was
the guy I used to work with.
Okay.
He had his Dr. Ben's Backbone Blues Band.
Okay.
So he had been playing for 40 years, but I at the end, I was his bass player, and he would call all these blues songs, and it's really nice, great. He made me a better player. And then Chuck and Joe, let's play this song. I'm like, I played that with Benny. Like, it's like these kids have an older appetite for different, the older music.
They can appreciate it.
Oh, I did. Yeah. When I was coming up, not even playing, prior to playing, with my buddies, when we would go clubbing,
Where was the places in Norristown?
We used to go to Brownies. They used to have some great bands there.
Yeah.
And there were some killer players, man, that are still around now. But they had the horn bands. They would do Chicago and what's that one? The What Is Hip is Tower Power. Like all these older horn groups. They're just, and they were great. And I like my boys would be trying to talk to the girls, and I'm standing on the stage, and like I never knew this as a young guy. I'm watching the horn player, I'm watching the bass player, and I didn't think I had any talent, but I was always attracted to that. But I was definitely familiar with all that. We used to follow bands around because live music is always good. When it's good, it's good.
Yeah, that's totally like following a band or just like getting on tour with a band seems to be something that when you find it and you're like, these are my guys, like people will do that. I know I worked with a guy he was a chef. I was washing dishes, but he was like, he's like, you're 19? He's like, quit this job and go find a band you like and follow them around for a whole summer. He's like, when I was 19, that's what I did. You should be doing that. You shouldn't work here. And I was like, oh, well, if you say so.
Okay, well, I actually found out, like, after we'd done a couple gigs that my uncle, he was in a band, and he played, like, the same area, and I found out he, like, played the same places that we've been playing just, like, 10 years ago. So he played Screwballs, Rip House Peppers, and, shout out my Uncle John. And then also my Aunt Chris, has been playing, a little bit further out, like, in Kennett Square, like, so we saw them at the Reef in Delaware. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
This might be the last time I talk. I'm going to put money on it. But, she's talking about her uncle. But we're lucky and blessed that my dad's youngest brother's still alive. He's 77, and he's a great horn player. He's been playing for, I don't know, since he's about 10 years old. He's played in the city. I mean, he's pretty accomplished. And, I get choked up thinking about it. I'm with my kids. There's 3 generations. He played the big gig we had at Chaps. He played a couple different gigs. He's going to play these next 2 gigs with us. And it's just, I get into I'm old. I don't want these kids to want to be around me. But, I am doing this with my kids.
Yeah, not too many people can.
And
What's
my
better
goddaughter,
than that?
right? And Catherine, I know she don't like me, but it's okay, right? I love her. You know, it's like this is like a family oriented thing. Then to bring my Uncle Tom on board, and then when Chuck is playing and leading the song, he looks at Uncle Tom, says, "Take it," and he goes into a horn. Like there's just a chemistry there.
No,
And it's
especially
like
for
generations over the generations, like these things. You know, they came together. It's kind of it's a cool thing.
It's fun playing with him, like especially because he's been around a lot, and like in between songs, like we'll just talk and we'll say, oh, we do this and that, and he'll just be spitting some music genius at me, and I'm trying to understand it and stuff. But like my dad said, like he's also so easy to play with because he's just like he lays back and he sits and he just tries to play his part, and then when I'm and then what he said, he's like, I just go like this to him, like give him a little head nod, and then I go, Uncle Tom, go, and he just goes and plays this crazy solo, and yeah, it's crazy. Like the one time we were doing this one dance song, and it was like one of his first times listening to it, and I'm like, Uncle Tom, go play solo, or whoever it was, and he just rips a solo for about like 5 minutes, and it was amazing. It was awesome.
I think
It was Juice.
It was Juice by Lizzo.
Yeah, we hate playing that song, and he comes out of nowhere, and he just and he just
Like,
rips
we
a
like
solo.
it now.
Yeah, but also another thing with him is like he's gonna tell us like if we're playing good, if we're playing bad. Like he's one of those people. He's like, Chuck, that sounds crappy, or this or that. But he's a good like mentor to us too. So yeah, he's awesome.
And it's such an honor, like for me in my head, I'm like, it's so cool that he wants to play with us because he's such a perfectionist in a way, and like it's awesome because it's like he's like excited when we're like, let's play or whatever. It's so cute. It's just like so special. I don't know. Like, what did he say after Chaps? He said something after Chaps. It was like I was.
He pulls me aside. He goes, "Now listen." He goes, "Russ, I got to tell you this," just like that, you know. I play with some heavy hitters in my day. I got schooled tonight. He said, "These kids took me to school."
That's awesome, and it is something special because, like you said, it's 3 generations all playing in one band or one gig together. That's something that not too many people can ever say that they've been a part of.
Look, we're going on and on here, but we got to like kind of go back to the root of it. You know, we probably wouldn't be doing this, us, if it wasn't for Mom.
Well, you should, Russ, you should just give him the backstory.
And then you'll be here till next week.
No, just how we all got into
An
it.
abbreviated version, maybe.
I don't know. I
Cliff
can't
Notes.
spell that word
The
or
Cliff
understand it. Well,
Just about like church.
so
Wait.
my wife
Wait,
was running a music ministry since '95. She was a young kid. Then we took it over in 2000, and with my father-in-law and all our friends from church we're still tight today with all of them. So Joe comes out of the womb, the kid's beating on a drum. Really, I'm not lying to you. 5, 6 years old, he's playing the drums.
Great mystery of my life. How did I start playing the drum?
We're trying to figure it out.
We still don't know.
So about 8 or 9 years old, he started really handling it. He would play with us at some of the rehearsals. And then I think it was 10. Pop-Pop couldn't be there. He was our drummer. Joe comes in, just didn't do anything crazy, just held the beat. I'm like, this kid could actually play. So he would fill in a lot. And it took off from there. And then Michaela, you guys had been singing for a long time. Yeah. They've been singing since they were little guys, you know. And you know, if I could say this, and this is
like,
Gina,
well,
this is not a knock on you, honey. She don't play. My wife don't play. When you're trying, she knew she's a great arranger, so she was hard on Joe. She was hard on me. Am I right with the drumming? Am I right?
So she sounds
Hard
like
is
the
not
manager.
exactly the correct way to.
That's being nice.
Yeah.
But she was good at it. So she trained even with Michaela and Chuck when we started playing during the pandemic. She kind of set the groundwork of professionalism. Because during the pandemic, when it shut down, we did the Monty 5. You know what I mean? Between us guys and my daughter Cecilia and Gianna, we used to there was a retreat for 8 weeks on Zoom. So like, you gotta be there Monday night. You gotta learn these songs.
Yeah.
And my wife.
What about learning on the fly?
Oh, that's the word. My wife is the greatest at it, and it makes you a great player. She's like, Chuck, learn 7 songs. What? Learn them. Okay, thanks. When? By the time it's 15 minutes from now. Can you get them down? Okay, good. No, but that's how it started. Really, that's where it comes from. She pulled that out of all of us, my family at least.
Yeah, but I think everyone has like we have to just. I think I'm very thankful to my parents and my grandparents and everything. But I think everyone's has like our parents have played such a huge role in like where we are now today, like musically and just like the people that we've become. Like I don't know, Jay and Catherine. Like what can you say? Because like obviously it's easy. This is my dad. His stories are my story. Like you know what I mean? But like they have a different like obviously we're cousins, Jaya, but like I don't know, Catherine, it's probably different for you, but like I know your parents are so important to you and like your parents
Yeah,
too,
definitely.
And, like,
No, my parents aren't important
like
to me
my
at
uncle.
all.
No. But what I'm trying to say is like we've all had that push from like the gentle push from like our family supporting us and bringing us to that next level so we can be where we are today, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But
well, I would say for me, like the music ministry that you were just talking about, like my mom was a part of it at one time too. Like she would sing with them, and even when she wasn't singing, she would always attend. So I would always be there from the time I was little, and like I would always see you guys doing it, and I would always want to do it. But like I said, I was always like so scared to do it. I remember like I think we did it one time for like something around Christmas. I think we like finally they convinced us to do it. We were so scared, and it literally we sang like literally 2 lines at church one time. Like it was like 2 lines of a song, and I was so scared. I was probably like 6 or 7, like we were little, and that was like the first time I ever did anything. And I was like, wait, I loved it, but I was like too scared to ever like try and do it again. But like from the time I was young, I have to say like for me, I want to thank my parents because they really like pushed me. And they always were like, they saw something in me that I didn't even see in myself from the time I was little, where they would be like, you need to pursue this and you need to do this, even though like you don't have the confidence, like we're going to push you because we see it in you and that kind of thing. And for me, like the first person that I started singing in front of, besides like Michaela, was actually my cousin Gab on the other side of my family. Shout out Gab, because I would go to her house and I would just sit in her room and be like, okay, you have to close your eyes, you can't look at me, and like I'll sing. And I would sing, and she would like secretly record me and then send it to my whole family. And then my whole family was like, you can sing. And then they would try to make me sing at every family party. And it like years went by where I wouldn't sing in front of anyone, but then eventually I started to, and then they were the ones that gave me the confidence to like go out and try things and actually like pursue it. So yeah, my family, like both sides of my family, my grandparents on both sides, my parents, like so many of my cousins, like just my family, I feel like played a really important role.
So important.
And yeah, I don't know, I would say that. And like my dad, especially from the time I was young, he's like super into music. So from the time I was little, like I would work with him a lot when I was little, and he would just be like showing me new music all the time and be like, try and do that, try and sing like that. And I'd be like, all right. And I like thought I could do it, and I was like 4, but it sounded horrible. But in my head, I was like, yeah, got to start somewhere. So yeah, that's probably it for me.
I think it's weird because a lot of my family, like you guys, like a lot of my family plays instruments, but we've never really all like gotten together and like played together. But like me and my uncle recently just started like trying to get together, play a few songs, and we'll jam. But we've always like my whole childhood, there's always been like music playing in the house. Like my mom had a CD player like in our kitchen, and there would just always constantly be music played. So it's still like pretty musical, but like I said, we didn't really play like you guys. So a lot of time, I think that's why I was so like, I want to be in a band. I need to play with other people, because like most of my life I was playing guitar just like by myself. And I did do like a few band programs. I did like rock and roll after school and like the Music Depot, but I was like, yeah, I want to play with people. So I was like really excited when you were like, oh yeah, Chuck and my dad are gonna play with us. I'm like, yes, a band,
A real band. A real band.
Did everybody play? Were you guys in like the school band? Grow like in school?
No,
Nobody?
not
No?
really.
I
Okay.
think all of us more did sports in school. I mean, I don't know. Yeah,
A
like I
little.
played softball, Joe played baseball, Chuck Yeah, Chuck played baseball. Gia
Played softball, basketball. I feel like
lacrosse.
I just feel
Yeah, I did
like
lacrosse for a little bit.
yeah, I feel like
We never,
it all lined up like so perfectly though, because it was like the perfect timing for like all of us. I feel like in our lives, like I know for me growing up, I like she said, playing like a lot of sports. I was like a very sporty kid. Like that's like what I did. I'd never tried out for like a school play or like a show or anything like that. I don't think you guys ever did. Have you ever done anything like that, Catherine? Yeah, I don't think like none of us have ever done that. So like I like I said, I feel like quarantine was like so important and like eye-opening for us, because it's like when you are stuck at home and you have nothing to do, it's like that's when you tap into like what really makes you happy, because it's like you have no outside influence of like you should be doing this and you should be doing this. It's like you're just alone, and it's like, all right, what's gonna make me happy? Like what do I find joy in doing? And for me that was music. So that's when I like really found my way back to music, and I feel like for a lot of us that's when that happened. Definitely.
So for me, as a kid, like a 10, 12-year-old kid, like I always like listened to the hip hop, you know. I was a break dancer, you know, all that. I always had music around me, right? And then my dad went and bought this Casio keyboard for me. And I used to get lost in it because it had a beatbox on it. It had synthesizing, and I would just trap myself in the cellar making sounds, and you know, I did that for years. Like on weekends I wouldn't go out because I had no friends. No, I'm kidding. But I would stay there, that and Atari, you know, but more that keyboard. And then I had played trumpet down at Holy Savior, and then when I graduated, I'm like, yo, I ain't trying to be no band nerd. You know, I'm being honest. So I put it down. I was very self-conscious and scared, you know, at like 15, 16 years old, because I noted like, but then I was like, by the time I got senior year, a couple of my boys were in a band. I'm like, that's what I want to do. And then, you know, the whole wrestling thing, all that came on. But it took all these years.
That is something I would like. Do your kids know that you were a wrestler?
They know. Oh, my gosh.
We want them to do another event.
Oh, my gosh. I know.
We've seen the film.
Oh, there's video.
Wait, but
They actually.
Oh, man.
I don't know where it is anymore. but-
Joe goes, you keep asking me to take this trash out. I'm going to put this video out on Instagram.
our current
Play me, man. Play me. But I didn't really, even with my wife playing the you know, the Christian music, which I love. Like I love that in my heart. But getting to play, I know it sounds like BS, overly dramatic. Getting to play with you guys really, I was like, yo, I missed this for a long time. And now I get to do this with you guys. Like, really, I know you might say, okay. But I mean that. I value it because it brought, you know, it kind of filled my heart with something. It's a gift that I'm able to do something that was in me for all these years, like trapped. And then you guys brought that out. And you let me play. You let me be a part of it.
But back to the question that you asked. Like,
Okay.
if you were saying, like, if any of us were involved in music, right?
Yeah, like when I was in school, I tried to play
Yeah.
clarinet. I did it for like 3 years. I was like, I'm not getting better, and I don't want to practice, so I'm not doing this.
Yeah,
But it's like I was
definitely.
involved
Yeah.
in like, I would take a period of school to go and be in the band, and then twice a year you had the winter and the spring concert, like the whole thing. So it's just interesting that you guys have this whole band together, and you were like, no, we didn't do any of that. It just wasn't a thing.
I think that a lot of us, I don't want to speak for everyone, but like my dad said, like he was always scared. There was like a little like fear factor. I think that like it took us all a second, like Gia said, in quarantine, to like put aside our ego and actually do what we want and love, and just crush that fear, because like at the end of the day, that's what was holding us back. Like I think like to just like put down any of our worry and our anxiety
Yeah, and,
about
like,
doing the music and like
What
whatever.
people were gonna think.
Yeah, not Catherine, because she's just a beast. Like she just, you know. But I don't know. I just think like once we got rid of our fear, like then we were able to blossom and really do what we love.
I kind of lied there, but because I used to play saxophone. Like when
Oh, yeah.
I forgot.
Oh, that's cool.
I used to do like in fourth
Can you
grade
start
and
doing that
stuff.
again?
No. When I was in fourth grade, I would do like I played cello, and then I did saxophone and stuff. And I was like, I put it down because I want to play sports and stuff. And then until I heard Stevie play, it was like that's what I want to go. That's how I got back into music. Like there was a period of time where I just stopped for a while, and then I finally heard him play, and then I was like, I need to get back into this and try and strive for it. You know, like I didn't like the other instruments I was playing until I heard the guitar, you know, and then it was like I lost it, then I had to come back. So, yeah.
Moral of the story is you'll always come back to the instrument.
Yeah.
Unless you don't play an instrument like me and Michaela.
Exactly.
You always come back.
But if you're driven to something, just do what you want
Yeah.
to do. Like, don't push it off. Like, if you have an inclination to do something that you love and you're like, I don't know, I could never do that. Just do it. Like,
Yeah.
because you'll always find like, if you're meant to do something, try it out. And
Exactly.
If it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
So just so you said your uncle plays the trumpet, he's played with you, and saxophone. Oh, you said sorry. Well, either have you thought about bringing in anybody else on like a more permanent, like expand the band with some kind of wind or
I wouldn't
other
say
type
we
of...
would. I mean, I wouldn't. I don't know.
I think we've like mentioned like, oh,
Yeah,
we want a horn section. Like we want, because it was so fun. Like when your guys' Uncle Tom played with us, we're like, it'd be so cool if we had like a whole horn section. But I don't know if that's gonna happen anytime soon.
Know. We'll see what happens.
But with that, see, there's where my uncle can step in. Like we did a blues thing just with the boys, and he brought horns in, so he could handle that if we would need that. And you know, if that starts attracting people, they want to be permanent, then Uncle Tom will handle that for us. You know, it's a cool thing. It's like we got our network. You know, he knows a guy, that one knows a guy. You know, we have people.
All depends on what we're playing.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's awesome. Never played any instruments. Sorry.
It's not too late to try.
Yeah, if you... But if you want, do it.
Nah,
I say do it.
it's not in me.
Oh, yeah.
So is there any original music on the horizon?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Soon to
there
come.
is.
Soon to come.
We've actually been working quite a lot on original music, so if you're
Hopefully.
interested, stay tuned because it's
Yeah.
coming.
All right. Well, whoever
for
writes
sure.
it gets paid twice, right?
Yeah, but we hopefully soon that'll be happening. And we post like updates about all this kind of stuff on our Facebook and our Instagram pages. So it's just DYNAH The Band, no spaces or anything on Instagram. And I think it's DYNAH The Band on Facebook too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can follow us on there, and TikTok too. Same thing, DYNAH The Band. So yeah, we have a lot of things that we're reaching towards and a lot of goals that we're trying to work towards. So follow along if you want. Yeah,
So
2022.
What's the next year's goal? Like March.
To get music out.
Original
Okay,
music.
so
We're
original
trying to
music
get the
for
album
next
out.
year.
That's what I think the
The
next step
album.
is, right? Right?
I
Try to
guess.
get an album out.
Yeah, we're just trying to like do as much as we can, experience as much as we can,
Learn.
and learn. Yeah, because like we're all okay. Sorry, we're all young. We're all new to it.
5 out of 6 are young.
You're young, but you're not young in the music industry. That's what I mean. You've been doing this for a minute.
You're basketball.
We're all new
old.
to it. So, but that's what I mean. We're all new to.
Once you hit
We're all new to
35,
it.
your prime's over, dog.
Joe said it, not
I'm
me.
just kidding.
Which time we got?
We're at an hour.
All right.
We're moving along.
Yeah, that's good.
So if you had to, is like a venue that you have your eye on that you haven't played yet?
Wells Fargo Center.
Yeah.
Oh, another-
Wells
that's
Fargo
perfect. Yeah,
Center.
it's like-
Definitely. Well, we definitely want to.
Actually, we're trying to play my neighbor's. He got this bar right in the back, standing room only, man.
Maybe
mean,
when I
our-
open
our-
up the other side.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
Our ultimate goal, I think, definitely is like trying to play at those stadiums and all that. Like, I think we've all, that's our dream to do it. That's what we're working towards.
Even if you miss, you'll land among the stars.
Here.
We always say, shoot for the moon. I always say. Okay, I'll take it back. I always say, shoot for the moon. If you miss, you'll land among the stars. So why not have these big goals and expectations, and you'll get close.
You better shoot real quick because I'm running out of time, dog. I'm like, you're gonna shoot and see me falling out the plane.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I think so. Like, we all want to do it. Like, I just look at these. I watch it on video. Like, I watch some of these guys on videos and stuff, and I'll see the crowd and all that. It's just like we're gonna be there. Like, we gotta be there. You know. Like, I think it's that's what we're striving towards. So
Yeah. And I feel like even though we've only been doing this for like a little less than a year, it sounds corny, but like watching videos from us doing this a year ago,
It's hard to watch.
it's like
For me personally.
it like blows my mind how much we've grown in just 1 year. And I just feel like we're so meant to be doing this. Like I can't even like I just am so excited to see where it goes.
like
Like
from the vinyl closet, you could just tell all of us were like, oh, we're so nervous to do it. But like
Yeah.
and everyone has told us like every time we've been playing, we just more and more have just grown like outside of ourselves, I guess, and just been more comfortable.
yeah.
And yeah, we've just gotten better with confidence and musicianships. you
Yeah.
know?
It's really cool seeing everyone like come into their own, like have that confidence to step on stage and like be really like I don't know what the word is, but like it's really cool seeing everybody grow in just a year. Like
And it's cool how like when we're playing music, we all know where we're going too. Like at first we were kind of like divided. Now that we've practiced and gigged and spend time with each other, like we have that relationship on stage where we're all just kind of, we don't really have to look at each other to know where to go. Like we just know and we have each other's backs.
It also comes in, we know how to read each other. Like if somebody messes up and we don't know what to do, we can just figure it out on the fly. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
we-
that's
yeah.
another thing we learned. Yeah, that's another thing we learned. Right off the rip, we would be like, "What?" Like,
Yeah, like
But now-
before,
now we
mess
can-
up. It's
we
just
can-
like, oh my gosh, I messed up. But
like
then
we
now
can get
it's like,
through it.
yeah, get through it.
I don't know, even outside of just on a musical level, I've grown so much as a person, and I definitely attribute it to being in the band, like meeting so many new people, learning how to talk to people, how to engage with I don't know, there's just so many things that have changed, and it sounds weird because we are on like just the very beginning of this. But I don't know, I feel like I've had so many opportunities, met so many new people, and like learned so many things about myself just on the tiny experiences that we've had with just on various occasions and events. It's really special. Like not many 17-year-olds are going to a bar at night.
Chuck
you know what I
walks
mean?
into
So
the bar at night, goes to school the
and then
next
going
day.
to school the next day.
Like,
it's just
weird.
It's
And
really
people,
cool.
like-
He sees 3 of his teachers out at the bar.
yeah.
Yeah, he's
Like,
"Hey."
That's another thing. It's like, it's so, I feel kind of like outcast in my grade in a sense because, like they're saying, I'm hanging out at these bars at 17 years old, playing music in front of all these people, hanging out with all these people that are over 21, and then the next day I'm going back to school with a bunch of 17, 18-year-olds and all these young people, and it's like, oh my gosh, like it's crazy.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
children.
It's like these children are so more mature.
I just can't wait to grow more
yeah.
Yeah.
and learn more. Like to just to keep growing.
No, it's the perfect age. Like you're all coming into yourselves and also doing this thing with the band.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I feel like I've said this like a lot before, I feel like, but like when I look at my life, I feel like there was like my life and then like this happened and it's like now. Like I don't even remember what I was doing before this because I feel like
Like, what was our weekend?
what did we do with our time? Like seriously. Like we only ever hung out with each other anyway, but it's like what did we do? Did we just sit around?
Close. Like we would always just hang out. So that kind of leads into now though. That's why we work so well because
Yeah.
it's all we've ever done, you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
And it's cool having like the friendships backing it too. Like it's really special.
Yeah, I was gonna, it's like just what you're saying, Not really. We could go. We had to have hard conversations. We have to have, be
We've all gotten fights. It
Right.
all
Yeah,
happened.
you do. Because listen, you guys you're creatives, man. Like when you try to bottle up that creativity, and it hits each other, it just explodes. You guys, I see it from a different perspective. But everybody in this group cares for each other. And guess what? When we got together, probably maybe people didn't really care for each other, to be honest with you, until we started gigging. And then we start coming into our own. And then, thanks a lot. And then, like when we went through hardships and we had to be frank with each other, or when we're messing up and then someone else is taking up for them, when we're not cutting it with, you know what I'm saying?
Just
How
going
many
through-
times did I
just
hit the
going
bad
through
note on that
situations.
song, right?
Like going-
I can't get that solo right, and everybody's like, yeah, okay, it's great. It sounds
Yeah,
like
the chain.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody.
Yeah,
Exactly what you're.
I
talking
knew
about.
exactly what he's talking about.
We grew
He
into
steps
this.
on the pedal and you just shut everything.
Oh my
off.
gosh! Oh my gosh!
Going through situations, you just trust each other. Like,
Yeah,
you
it's
know
that's what it is. You know, those peaks and valleys make you, and it shows. It shows when we're on stage. You know, when we're together making music. It's a beautiful thing, man.
That's why we're gonna be playing at the Wells Fargo Center.
Yeah, no, I feel
Hopefully.
like you guys really have. It seems to me, at least, that you have like this drive and this camaraderie together that it almost seems unstoppable. Like,
We'll see what happens. Unstoppable.
No,
We'll see.
unstoppable.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Unstoppable. I was gonna
think-
say one day we'll play this video right there. That video we'll play it opening at Wells Fargo.
Stan, don't be holding that for ransom now.
I'll send it to you.
Be like, you can have it. $3 million.
I think that we have an idea of where we want to go. We just don't know what's gonna happen in between. Like we're still in the between part. Yeah. Like we're here, and then those dreams are there. We just got to get through here, like in the middle part, which we're doing now. So
yeah, and you're doing the work. That's it. Doesn't it seems like anybody that's great at anything, whether it's you podcasting or a band or sports or anything, the people that make it are the people that have put in the time doing the stuff nobody wants to do. Like you're saying, you get up and practice, go to work, and then come back to practice. Like that's something that people don't want to do that you're out there doing. So just the work, I think, is the biggest thing that you guys have, that you have this drive.
So where's the next gig at then?
what is it? The 19th?
Oh,
wait, no.
19th. At
Well,
St.
yeah,
Titus.
St. Titus. We're playing at a Beef and Beer, right? Yeah. The
That's
19th.
for it's a fundraiser for the Zachary Wallace Foundation.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the next one's on March 25th, which is at what's it called? Tom's
Tom's,
Bar and Grill.
yeah.
Tom's Bar and Grill in Morrisford.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then we have the second annual She Fest on the 27th at the Vinyl Closet. So that's right here in Norristown, if you guys want to swing by.
So and
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
all of these, is it going to be? Would it be the same set for all of them? Are you working on one thing? Or?
Yeah, we probably
Depends on the
yeah.
time.
We usually like switch up our set list a lot, but
You'll hear some of the same songs. but
yeah.
It depends what we're playing.
Okay. Just
How
but
long?
If you have like a Friday night, Saturday night, are you playing the same things, or is it?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
Usually
have,
it's just like
back-to-back.
we're not like if we play at one place and then go somewhere else a Saturday night, most likely not all like some people will come with us, but the people that were at this place
Yeah,
is going to be
they're-
different, so
it's a
they don't
different crowd.
like they're not going to know.
Especially if it's like the same time frame. Like if it's like 4 hours each. Like say we play Friday, Saturday, and it's 4 hours. Like we usually keep the same set. But like if it's like a 3 hour then a 4 hour, we try and put our better songs in the 3 hour gig, and like do that. And then the 4 hour gig we could put in the fillers and stuff. But it really depends.
We also try to like understand where we're playing and like read the crowd and what kind of music they'll like and that kind of thing. And like if we're playing somewhere and we're like, I don't think they're really vibing with this, we'll just like switch it up on the spot and be like, let's do this. I think they would like this. So
Okay.
a lot of it we just kind
Like
of call out. Our set lists are like, what would the word be? Like suggest
nonchalant,
Yeah.
nonchalant.
Yeah, 95% accurate. A lot of the times we just switch it up on the spot.
Yeah.
To be determined.
Yeah.
TBD. Yeah. To be determined.
So I guess your friends aren't coming to see you at these bars, right? So it is just like literally. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, a lot of like
my friends, they come like well some but
All the young females come to see Chuck. And the old ones too. You're right about that one. We'll leave it at this. Chuck's a fan favorite.
All right.
I mean, who wouldn't like this? No, I'm kidding. But I mean, my friends, they've been making it because it's been like bar and grills. Like the only bar we played was like Tom's. So like, yeah, like if it's a bar and grill like Screwballs, they're allowed to come because it's like it's not. Yeah, it's a restaurant too. So they were able to come in, and like Chaps, they need an adult to come with them, like over 21, so they came to that too. But it's fun having my friends there and all that, and it's just cool because you get like those are your friends. Like you brag about your band, and now you're like not even bragging, but like you're telling them about them. And it's like you get to show them like this is what I'm doing and this is what I want to do, and it's cool to have them there for the ride and stuff. So
Yeah, I feel like we all have such like supportive friends too. Like all of our friend groups, like, and a lot of our friend groups intertwine. We're friends with a lot of the same people. Yeah, but like our friends are so supportive of us, and I feel like as soon as we started this, like they were the people that were like posting every day, like where our gigs were, telling people about us, like really pushing it. Like, so shout out all our friends. Like we just have the best friends. Like ever.
Shout out Nick D.
Yeah, shout out
just
Nick D.
He's always there.
Number 2 drum tech.
Listen, I'll speak for myself, but Nick probably packs the car more than I pack the car because he's such an angel.
That's not really a hard argument to agree with.
Okay, but he's such an angel. He's there. He comes before the gigs when we meet to pack all our equipment, all our gear. Yeah, he sets up. We go to the gigs. He's like, I'll go to grab a case and he'll be like, I got it, and then he'll like take it and bring it in. It's like
So
amazing.
you have a roadie.
He's,
Nick-
like,
You have a roadie. That's
He-
cool.
yeah,
he's
the
our-
best
The
roadie.
road, yeah.
Nikki's mom is my first cousin, Teresa. She's like my sister. I have no siblings. So he's like my nephew, and they're best friends.
All
So
right.
they're all best friends. Nikki's along for the ride. He's a sweetheart. He's a sweet.
When we become rich and famous, he's gonna be the sprinter driver.
There you go.
It's already reserved in the will. The
Nice.
sprinter driver, right?
Who takes all your pictures and everything? Do you guys have like a,
It
is it
depends.
whoever does
Your
it?
mom.
Yeah, my
Usually
mom.
it's her mom,
Yeah.
but sometimes it'll be like some of your friends have done it before
Yeah.
too.
So like I like photography, so I have like a pretty nice camera. So I'll just give it to my mom, or like if one of my siblings is coming, I'll be like, "Can you please take pictures?" And I'll make them take like 100 million pictures of
Yeah,
us. And then a couple of my friends have done it for us. I'm trying to think of anybody else.
I mean, some people in the crowd do it.
Yeah, I was gonna
We'll
say
just see
like
it on
sometimes we
Facebook.
luck out and there's just like photographers there. Like if we're doing an event, like sometimes there'll be a hired photographer and then they'll like message us on Facebook and be like, "Hey, we took these pictures of you," and they're like really good pictures. We're like,
like at the
awesome.
West Narn event we did, who is it? I don't know.
Oh, Brian.
Brian,
Yeah.
He was there. I didn't even know he was there. And he was just snapping pictures and stuff. And then all of a sudden I get this notification on Instagram. And it's like, oh, Primo Brian, I think, tagged you in a post. And it's like these great pictures of all of
They were,
us.
yeah.
And they
Those were really good pictures.
Yeah, they were killer. And then I think he sent them to us too, right? Yeah. So,
Cool. So it's like a little network.
yeah.
We have great people supporting us. So we're grateful for everyone that's.
And you guys shout out mom too.
Yeah, shout out my mom. She does our sound.
The sound
Ken, he
person.
does our sound too. Ken, my mom, like literally
Chow.
everyone, all the parents.
Yeah.
Like
Papa,
it's just so amazing. Like I
Chow.
can even like if we forget,
Papa Cha.
say we forget something at our house, we forget equipment or whatever. Like there's always someone like we'll be like, yo, like Catherine's parents, Gia's mom and dad multiple times. Uncle Joe will be like, he'll be like, yeah, I got it.
One time we went to a gig. I think it was Basta Pasta, and we got there, and it was at night, and we had never played.
Gosh.
Yeah, we
Basta
played there.
Pasta
I forgot
we
to
played,
mention
yeah.
that, but it's like in their parking lot at the Cabana Bar, and we had never played there before. And every place we played, they like supplied lights, so we never even thought like, oh, we have to bring our own lights. So we get there, and it's like pitch dark out, and we're like, oh my god, we have no lights, and we're like, they're not gonna be able to see us. Like, what are we gonna do? So we're all like freaking out. I call my dad. I'm like, we need lights. He pulls up with these like bright industrial like huge light bulbs, like yeah, like because he's like a construction man, so he like pulls up with these like big industrial lights, like so bright, like blinding us, but they were perfect. Like he pulled through, and we had these great lights, like
And then he got the real light.
yeah, and then he ended up getting like, yeah, where were we that time? At Chaps.
Chaps.
We were at Chaps, and we were like, oh my god, we also need lights. The day of, like 2 hours before the show, we're like, oh my god, we need lights. We didn't even think about it. So my dad went out and like bought us lights, and it's just like there's like a chain of people where like when we need something, like there's just so many people that we can call and ask for help. It's great. They always pull through. Yeah.
Oh, we love them all. It's so funny.
That's awesome.
It's crazy.
What they're trying to say is thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you to all the people that have helped us and continue to help us.
You're the best. Putting up with our chaos.
And that's as far as it's going to go. Because I'm teasing, I'm joking. We appreciate everything.
Good.
Anything else?
I'd like to thank my mama.
I think it's good. Light short one.
Jesus.
There you go. Gotta thank Jesus.
All right. Well, I think any last words? You want to gigs, shout outs, or
No, we'll save that for later. This will be a good first podcast introducing all of you. Definitely want to have Russ back on by his own because he needs that time. He needs that time.
He could probably fill like a whole day full of stuff.
He really could.
He got all the
We had to cut
stories.
him off last time. Like,
I'm not surprised.
and then like as time goes on, like we'd love to have you guys back. And,
Yeah, we'd come back.
as more experiences happen, like the Wells Fargo and all that stuff.
Hopefully.
Great.
Yeah, you know that's coming
really
soon.
will.
Actually, Sam, when that happens, we're gonna have you simulcast.
You're gonna have a new podcast.
You're gonna we're gonna put you on there. You're gonna be right with us on the stage.
oh, yeah.
No, we don't have any talent.
The Express Lane podcast.
Yeah, so I guess like on a final note, just if you guys want to come out and see us, like we said, our gigs, we have March 19th for the Zachary Wallace Foundation. It's a fundraiser. Beef and beer, yeah, at St. Titus. You have to pre-order tickets, so you could do that. Or we're going to be March 25th. The next weekend, we'll be at Tom's Bar and Grill in Royersford. And then March 27th at the Vinyl Closet in Norristown for the She Festival. So we got a lot of stuff coming up. And you can...
And we'll post all the events on social media, right?
Mhm.
Are we allowed to go to the She Festival? Or is that just chicks?
yeah, you're allowed to come.
Oh,
You got money?
A
You
little
could
bit.
come. No, I'm kidding.
They serve beer there?
Yeah.
BYOB?
No.
All right.
Yeah, it's BYOB, right? I think it's BYOB. All the information will be posted.
All right.
Yeah, I
I'll
don't know.
definitely. We'll
But
definitely.
yeah, the more the better. So
We'll definitely put it
bring
out
your friends, all your musician friends,
Yeah.
bring them on out. Yeah, if they want us to play anywhere, you know.
I mean just people.
If anybody wants to pay you to play,
at DYNAH The Band on all
All
social
Everything.
medias. Yeah.
Even our email is dynatheband@gmail.com. So
All
if
right.
you want to reach out to us, that's how you can contact us. Yeah, and thank you guys for having us. This was so
Yeah,
much
thank
fun.
Thank you for coming on. This was great.
anything for one of our biggest fans, Russ Money. Yeah, man. You're the
He's
man.
wearing his merch.
Oh, I keep forgetting that's like over there.
It's awesome. So it's
Yeah,
Been
sorry
another
if we're
episode.
chaotic. There's a lot of
No,
us.
it's
It's
all
a little
good.
No.
chaotic.
a little bit, but
Yeah, rate us.
I was like, as far as how
Most
it's
people,
been,
definitely
yeah,
number one.
Yeah, number one for number of guests, but like it's fun. This was easy. I think it's been an hour and 20 minutes. That's just kind of flown by. Like
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah, it has.
That's crazy.
So like,
Well, we love to talk.
yeah, that's perfect. We love people who love to talk. So you're welcome back anytime.
Like a lot of us have like a different like we all.
I know. We all answered like every single question.
It was awesome.
You can't get a one answer. Like six.
So you'll
Yeah.
Next time you have us, can you send the questions via email?
Questions
have
is all free flow. Whatever you want to do here.
they're gonna
dude.
big time us next time. We stuff we can't ask about. Well, it's another episode of the Express Lane podcast.
with Kevin Stan and DYNAH The Band.
All right.